y'all?
The mood for this gathering,
It's a killer out here getting paid by the government.
one far different than the Independence Day celebrations going on all weekend in southeast Wisconsin.
Justice for Jay! Justice for Jay!
Jay was a beautiful child. He was a son, a father, a cousin. He's a family man, and he did not deserve to get murdered.
Jay Anderson died in the early morning hours of June 23rd. Wauwatosa police say an officer went to check out a car deemed to be suspicious. That officer, who is yet to be publicly identified, found Anderson alone and in possession of a gun. Police say the officer feared for his safety and shot into the car, killing Anderson.
We need to come together, Milwaukee, because this family is in sorrow. So we in Milwaukee is in sorrow with them. Come and support.
Family members speaking at Sunday's rally call on the public to join them in demanding more information be released about the shooting. Milwaukee police are leading the investigation. An MPD spokesman will only say Sunday that investigation is ongoing.
We need to handle this the right way. Let everybody know Jay was loved, and he loved everybody. He has a big family.
Following a procession led by bikers, the family and its supporters arrive at Madison Park, the scene of the shooting. Relatives say it's the beginning of their journey, seeking to find out what exactly caused the end of Jay Anderson's ride.
We're not letting it go. We're not going to let it go. Justice for Jay.
The tragic slaying of 25-year-old Jay Anderson, if nothing else, highlights Wauwatosa PD's lack of transparency. It's been over a month and still, the killer remains unidentified, no press conference held, and footage is elusive. Interestingly, devices which could have helped reveal what happened that night were denounced by Tosa's police chief in 2014. The letter in which he made his case addressed to the public was ironically withheld until open records requested 2 years later. Wauwatosa PD has continued its loose lips sinks ships approach to its most recent shooting. At around 3 a.m. on June 23, an unidentified Wauwatosa officer approached a car deemed suspicious. WPD claims the officer, at some point, saw a gun, feared for their safety, and fired. It took days for Tosa PD to disclose the victim's name, 25-year-old Jay Anderson, fiancé and father. After a press conference wasn't held, Anderson's family united with activists to peacefully protest in Wauwatosa's streets. Despite local outlets framing the marches as an annoyance and disruption, they're putting pressure on officials. Responsibility for investigating the killing, instead of going to the Department of Justice, has been kicked to Milwaukee PD. Anderson's parents were eventually invited to the Milwaukee District Attorney's office to view just 20 seconds of footage. That clip showed their son die, but not what occurred before or after the trigger was pulled. Now, they demand to see it all and continue marching for disclosure. Interestingly, although footage does exist, the DA office claimed dashcam footage doesn't. Despite this, WPD Chief Barry Weber said he believed dash footage did exist. It's also possible the clip was instead captured via a personal body cam. Wauwatosa Chief Barry Weber expressed his feelings toward body cams in the 2014 annual report. Such reports always include a letter addressed to the mayor, common council, and citizens of Tosa. Weber's 2014 letter can be found on page 6 of that year's annual report, located on Tosa's city page. Ironically, it was withheld from the public along with 3 full years of reports. WPD ceased publication after 2011, taking down those that remained in 2015. Tosa PD was forced to disclose them, including the previously unreleased years, after COPBLOCK FOIA requests. One thing that immediately sticks out about Chief Weber's 2014 letter is its defensive tone. Across the country, he writes, when an officer is involved in a deadly force incident, many people are quick to engage in finger-pointing and blaming for what has happened. Weber affirms his belief that rather than address the problems with our society, the police forces are expected to change. Weber called body cameras the trending demand, appearing skeptical of their effectiveness. Body cameras do not solve the problems that everyone believes they will, writes Weber. Effective policing requires patience, thought, and careful considerations before decisions are made that could adversely affect our relationships with our citizens. Weber also used WPD's responsibility to make good use of taxpayer dollars as further reason to shy from body cameras. We will make decisions based on data, prevailing law, cost, and whether we believe this to be a worthwhile tool. Weber said WPD would avoid a knee-jerk reaction to this latest demand, utilizing a cautious and informed approach. In reality, body cams have been tested and shown to help prevent unnecessary escalations of police force. The University of Cambridge's Criminology Institute published the first full scientific study on body cams in 2012. During the year-long study conducted on the Rialto, California PD, researchers found use of force dropped by 59% when officers used body cams. Additionally, reports against officers by citizens dropped by 87% when compared to the prior year. While optimistic, the team urged more research be done before the cameras are issued nationwide. Others point out highly publicized police killings like the Eric Garner case, where an NYPD officer was videotaped choking him to death yet no charges were filed. Attention people! The G700 flashlight is indestructible and the brightest light you have ever seen. Order yours now at 75% off. Click graphic now. Attention people! The G700 flashlight is indestructible and the brightest light you have ever seen. Order yours now at 75% off. Click graphic now. Dr. Barack Ariel, who helped conduct the study, feels institutionalized body cam use could oblige officers to issue a warning from the start. Such commands impact the psyche of all involved by conveying a straightforward, pragmatic message: we are all being watched, videotaped, and expected to follow the rules. Ariel feels police subcultures of illegitimate force responses are endangered by body cams, because misconduct cannot go undetected. Police-public encounters become more transparent, and the curtain of silence that protects misconduct can more easily be unveiled, which makes misconduct less likely. In the Rialto PD, police use of force was 2.5 times higher before the cameras were introduced, according to the Cambridge study. Ariel and colleagues are currently replicating the experiment with over 30 forces worldwide, including in Europe. Their study on Rialto PD showed body cams are also cost-effective. According to the study, departments save $4 spent on complaints for every $1 spent on cameras. However, data storage may eventually prove difficult without the development of more efficient technologies and protocols. Overall, Ariel feels body cams can potentially improve police legitimacy and enhance democracy. While this is true, there are substantial effects of body cams that can potentially offset the benefits, which future research needs to explore. That's certainly true. More research needs to be done before body cams see full standardization. They're also not a silver bullet, and more comprehensive police reforms are required. In light of this, body cams do possess traits helpful in establishing better community relationships. While generally discouraging unnecessary force in all officers, they offer transparency when lines are crossed. That kind of transparency is absent in the J. Anderson Wauwatosa killing, and other Tosa operations. Whereas some residents seemingly adore WPD, consistent misconduct accounts surface year after year. Those thoughts and feelings bubble to the surface occasionally, and have been the subject of WPD opposition. One of the best examples occurred after former Wauwatosa East High School student Dan Moore drew a comic for the school paper. The comic showed a Tosa officer pulling over a black driver saying, "You realize you're black driving in Wauwatosa, right?" WPD Chief Barry Weber took time out of his day to say such commentary causes problems when, in fact, there are none. Moore's commentary, however, was echoed by Wauwatosa Now writer John Olson. Olson, interviewed in 2013 for the documentary Speak Friend and Enter, attested to Tosa's racial profiling reputation. "I have African American friends," he said, "who'll really try to avoid driving through Wauwatosa because they're stopped for no reason." Whereas Moore's comic garnered a very public reaction from WPD, a press conference was skipped for Jay Anderson. Conversely, a Tosa shooting involving a man brandishing a sword at officers last year got a press conference and Chief Weber's appearance. Two people saying the exact same thing years apart and, unlike Weber's assertion, they're backed by data. According to the Post-Crescent, an arrest analysis found Wisconsin police exceed Ferguson's 3-1 black-white arrest ratio. Give you one guess who scored at the top of the study conducted by University of Wisconsin-Madison researchers Tosa PD. In Wauwatosa, blacks accounted for 60% of arrests between 2011 and 2012 even though they're just 4% of the population. African Americans, the Post-Crescent reports, are 30 times more likely to be arrested by Weber's force than whites, 90% of the population. Reports of racial malpractice have gone relatively unchanged in Tosa since the 80s. Margot, a teen interviewed for Speak Friend and Enter, said, "I've heard of kids being picked out of groups that are of a different race, and being questioned aside from their other friends." But Tosa as a city, not just the police, continues to claim there's nothing to be seen here. No mention of the killing, or even the protests, has been made by WPD on its Facebook page. Instead, Tosa PD posts updates on Puerto Rico events, and "Thank you for your service" cookie donations. Their most recent review mentioned the protests, stating officers were professional and mall-goers safer with them there. The review states that mall-goers were annoyed with protesters, rather than afraid. Jay Anderson's killing highlights, along with WPD's actions, how apathetic Tosa is towards such issues. A large segment of the population seems detached from issues of race and police misconduct, likely because they themselves don't experience it. That apathy and detachment manifests in everyday social interactions, from school, to your friend's house, to police encounters. The theme arose in Speak Friend and Enter, when two boys debated WPD's illegal searches of teens. While one stated, "If you're not doing anything wrong then what's the big deal," another blasted him. "Take it farther than, if it doesn't affect me I don't care, because someday it will affect you. So stop being ignorant and stop standing idly by while a lot of people have to deal with these problems. And it will be you someday." The exchange prophetically embodied both this detachment and a divide Anderson's killing has wrought. While some disagree with WPD's handling of the slaying, others fiercely defend them with zealous enthusiasm. Though what's happening in T.